Hey y'all, it's Erin, aka Grishno, coming at you from this house for the last time ever, because we're moving Friday, so that's fun. Um, anyway, I wanted to come on and explain a little just about the busiest week of my life ever. I was thinking it through recently about this week and this month, specifically this month, but I've been calling March 2018 my, hell month. There's a couple reasons for that. The big thing is that the end of this month, which actually was yesterday, the 27th, my big first draft, the first one that's going to be graded, the first one that's going to go to my client that I'm working with, of my master's policy report for my master's in business administration and public policy was due. So turned it in. Yay! And the crowd goes wild. So basically I turned in my first official draft of my thesis this month, and that was a real heavy lift to get it done. It's 30 pages long. It's titled Innovation in Early Care and Education. I know that has nothing to do with trans people, which was by design. And it's not to say that I don't want to focus on trans people. It's that I recognize that anytime I start to do research or anytime LGBT or especially trans issues come up, I lose my objectivity. I become completely biased, and that's my thing, right? Like, I'm a fucking zealot when it comes to trans rights and LGBT rights, and so I did not need to try and write an objective paper about something that was LGBT related, but that got submitted yesterday. It was like such a lift, such a thing to get off of my chest. Today, this morning, I helped lead a meeting at work I've been building up to this meeting for 3 months, literally since we had a retreat on January 4th. And, that was what we decided we were going to do. I've been building up to this meeting. I had it today. We had 40 different organizations represented at this one meeting. It was huge. And it went so well, but that's also just another thing that has been just cramming onto me. That was the 28th, right? And my thesis was due the 27th. So tomorrow's Thursday, the 29th. No biggie, whatever, just gotta pack the house. Friday, I have another big meeting with which I've also been building up to all year. It has one elected official, the administrator for the county, the administrator for all of healthcare in the county, for all social services in the county, and the probation chief, all there. So some of the most powerful people in the county in one room to try and move forward a project that I've been working on. So that's crazy. We're going to do that on Friday. Oh, did I mention that Friday I'm moving? I'm also moving. This week is crazy. This is literally the busiest week of my life. And I've just been making it crazier so that was what the start of the month looked like. And then halfway through the month, I got asked by my boss, by the county supervisor, if I would take a leave of absence from my job with him and go and lead the field program for Measure A, which is the policy I've been working on for the last year. So it's all about early care and education. I know this isn't about trans stuff. Don't worry, I'll get to the trans stuff. Don't worry, I'll get there. But it's huge. I've been working on this countywide sales tax measure that's going to transform childcare and preschool in the county. And now I get to go run our field operations for the next 8 weeks while we get the campaign going, because on June 5th, everyone in the county gets to vote yes or no on the thing that I helped do. So that's fun. That's exciting. But that means that also this Friday, is my last day at work. And Monday is my first day at work as the new field director for Measure A. So really, really excited about this, but definitely have no idea how I'm going to move into the house, how I'm going to settle in, because I'm going to be working 12-hour days. Like, how am I going to finish school? What am I going to do? I'm crazy. I'm crazy. So you can tell I'm like a little stressed. I'm a little frantic because it's definitely like this is a real busy week. This is one of the craziest weeks of my life. And I got a message just the other day from one of my patrons over on Patreon, who's been a big supporter of me for a long time, and just wanted to encourage me to not forget about the trans community, to even though I have all of these amazing things that are going on in my life right now, even though I have these amazing job prospects, even though I'm graduating in May, even though I'm buying a house and trying to move in, don't forget about the trans community. I want to come on here and I want to say I'll never forget about the trans community. But it's hard sometimes, and I'll tell you what happened this week and why I'm thinking about this so much and why that weighed so heavily on me. So this week, the County Board of Supervisors, this was yesterday, actually Tuesday, they were having their big annual hearing on Urban Shield. And if you're not familiar with Urban Shield, it's the federal government's anti-terrorism preparedness program, but opponents see it as a way of militarizing police, which, you know, it can be seen that way. They have a weapons expo. It's all about like anti-terrorism drills and using military-grade equipment in these drills and getting comfortable and using it in case you have to. So there's huge coalitions out there about Stop Urban Shield. That's their big thing. So we'd been getting calls all week at the office, you know, stop Urban Shield, stop Urban Shield. I'm like, okay, I hear you, you know, and like I have my own politics and my own way that I feel about it. But at the same time, I am not the decider. I'm not the elected official. I just work for one. And so it's not about what I think the policy should be. It's about what he thinks the policy should be. So I'm there, and you know, we're up on the 5th floor of the county admin building, and it is standing room only in this place. It is packed. There are people out in the lobby. There were protests outside that were so loud that on the 5th floor you could hear it. Stop Urban Shield. Stop Urban Shield. Like just huge protests and very loud. So of course I had to go out on the balcony and like look out and be like, wow, people really care about this. People are really passionate about this, stopping this program. I go into the hearing because I'd been listening to it all day on our internal speakers so I could stay up with what was going on. And there's a lot of queer and trans people who are out there in this coalition. There's a lot of people who survived the ghost ship fire, which was recent, and here in you know, just sort of down the street a little ways from where I live. And there were a lot of queer and trans people who died in that fire. And the sheriff of the county has been using his response to that fire to justify Urban Shield. So we lost something like 30 people, most of them queer in some way. And he's out there using his response to this tragedy, to their deaths, to justify something that those same people view as oppressing them. And so queer and trans people are turning up for this, and they are out there and they are making public comment and they are speaking, and I'm stuck, right? Like, I'm there as a staff member. I can talk to my boss about the policy if the opportunity comes up, but like, it's not my call. And I can be with them all I want, but in the end, I feel so powerless. And so, you know, I remember going into the hallway there and seeing all these trans people and sort of making eyes and being like, oh, like, I see you, queer and trans people, and them looking at me being like, oh, look, a queer trans person. And then they see my badge and they're like, oh, she works here? What? Like, it's hard. I feel like I'm doing real good with my work, right? Like I'm gonna help transform our childcare and preschool systems. I'm going to help people in this county earn a living wage. I'm going to help thousands and thousands of kids go to school and learn. That's real good. And at the same time, I'm going to sit there and watch as my boss supports a program that my community is fighting against, and I'm powerless to stop it. So don't worry. I'm not forgetting about trans people, but I'm finding sometimes I'm not in a position where I can do anything. And I'm not used to being in that position. Usually I'm just acting on my own, so I can act unilaterally, but I can't do that here. So I wanted to come on. I wanted to share a little bit about this week, because this has been a week. This has been a fucking week. And it's not even done. It's Wednesday. It's halfway over. So I still got a couple days. We're moving in 2 days, and this place, there's still things on the wall, you guys. Like, we still got to pack. So, what a time. What a time. I'm so grateful. I'm so stressed. And I wanted to come on and I wanted to share it with you and sort of let you know how I'm doing, and just let you know I'm not forgetting anybody, but I'm not always in a position where I can show it or where I can do something publicly about it. So hope that y'all understand. Hope that you continue to support me and support this channel, because, I want to be here to support you and to support you in what you need. So if that's why you're here, then hit the like button, do the comments. I love comments. I love talking to people online. So, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And, so do the things, because that's what we're supposed to do, right? Do the things. And until next time, I'm Grishno, and I'm stressed as fuck. Okay, bye.